Hey guys, this is Stunner Emily J, and you're watching the Fans View podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of the Fans View podcast. This week, I have a very special guest with me. He's the man behind Next Level Championship Wrestling out of Augusta, Georgia, who's actually setting sail for their maiden voyage next Saturday night. That'll be February 15th at 7 p.m. at 90 Milledge Road in Augusta, Georgia, at the American Legion Hut. I'd like to welcome on Mr. Josh Fields. Josh, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Looks like we both have very good taste in clothing as well.
Absolutely. It's always good to see a fellow Tiger on the other end of these calls.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yes, sir.
I just want to get into it because I know I'm super excited. It's been on my calendar for months at this point. Um, but I have to ask, how did you find yourself in the wrestling business?
So I actually was a part of IWE for 5 years. Took a little break, decided I wanted to create my own vision, and that's where we decided to start Next Level. Started it in September. We were supposed to have our original show in January, but had some issues with the venue, so we're finally here, and it's flying here fast. I can't believe we're already here.
Yeah, I know that's right. It felt like, it was just yesterday that this thing was a month away, and now here we are, about 9 days away, 10 days away. So what inspired the creation of Next Level Championship Wrestling? And by the way, I do have to tell you that's a very, very fun name. I love that name.
I appreciate it. I'll give my wife the credit for that one. She was tremendously helping me out when we was at the beginning. But now I've always been a wrestling fan. I love it. I've come in and out in different stages. I have twin 8-year-old boys that are absolutely in love with wrestling, and that's one of my main inspirations as well.
Absolutely, that's it's a beautiful thing for sure. Um, I want to dig into the card because looking at this card, this thing is stacked. I mean, you have a little bit of violence. It looks like you got a little bit of mat wrestling. You got the women. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's something for everyone on this card. Let's just start out with the women, though. You were lucky enough to actually have a WoW showcase match on this card with Penelope Pink taking on Sandy Shores. Can you tell us a little bit about how that partnership with WoW came about?
Actually, Ace Haven is the booker for the show, and him and Nigel apparently go back a ways back. So we worked out a deal with them that for the first 2 or 3 shows that we will have whoever they want to send to us, we'll have that match for them.
Okay, so this is not going to be a one-off. People can expect, at least for the first few shows, there to be a WoW showcase match.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Are there any names that we might can expect, or has that not been discussed yet? Is that kind of down the road?
It's been discussed, but I can't say it until about a couple more days.
Okay, all right. Well, fingers crossed. I know we all have our favorites in WoW, so hopefully some of mine show up. What matches on this card are you? Obviously, you're fond of all of them because it's your promotion. But are there any matches on here that if you were picking out a non-wrestling fan, you'd want to sit them down and show them?
Yeah, I would definitely start off with the Skrilla versus Kenway versus Trevor Aon. Skrilla is definitely the veteran in this match. Kenway is an up and coming star. He's been in part of a stable here in Georgia called the Hierarchy, and you know And then you got Trevor Aon as well, another guy on up and coming. So you got Skrilla the veteran versus two up and coming guys, and then you got everybody's favorite All Star Special, LB Wrestling, Joe Black and Murder One of Dark City Violence Connection. So that should be it. That when those two teams get together in Georgia, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. I also saw that you guys, and you guys have a lot of talent. People really, I don't think, can grasp how much talent is on this card. Like the matches you just talked about. Wow. I mean, you have Rico Gonzalez on this. Alex Kane is on this card. There's so many names, not only in the Georgia wrestling scene, but all of the Southeast. How hard is it to come up with a card with all this talent?
And that's the hardest part of our jobs. Hardest part, making sure, especially starting from scratch. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, this is a baby. Next Saturday night, we're gonna see how it goes. It's been a very interesting process, and I am 100% ready for next Saturday night.
I know I spoke with longtime veteran of the ring, Sal Renaro, who is unfortunately not able to appear this weekend because of some commitments, like you said, some venue issues. Um, so he won't be able to appear on the first show like he thought he was going to. But he told me to keep my eyes open because next level championship wrestling really has an opportunity, to put their stamp not only in Georgia, but the Carolinas and all of the Southeast, with the talent and the brains behind the organization. He says the sky's the limit. So I think we're going to have to take his word.
No pressure there. No
Yeah,
added pressure at all.
none whatsoever. Just Sal
Yeah, no,
Renaro saying
yeah.
you guys, Um, here's one thing that kind of it grabbed my attention as a fan. So I'm sure other people are wondering. Can you give us any insight into what you guys might have in store for Amy Haven this weekend or next weekend? Excuse me.
We shall see.
I love it. I love it so much. So I guess to kind of put a bow on it, the date is next Saturday night, 7 p.m., 90 Milledge Road. Where can people get tickets? How much are the tickets? All that fun stuff.
All right. So yeah, you can go to nextlevelaugusta.com to purchase tickets. They're $10. It's general admission. First come, first serve. Doors open at 6:30. Um, we we're gonna have it's gonna be organized when people walk in. It's not gonna be like a bull rush to the front row. It's gonna be organized, but tickets are $10. The great thing about it is we're actually doing a family 4 pack, four general admission tickets for $20. You tell me where you can beat that value anywhere on a Saturday night.
Yeah. You tell me where
And
you
we're
can beat that
also
value
running
on
a
a Tuesday
Valentine's
night.
Day schedule. We're also doing a Valentine's Day special as well. If
Okay.
you bring your wife, she's only $10. If you bring your girlfriend, it's free. And whoever wins gets the next level championship wrestling contract.
I love that. Somebody's gonna get in trouble in Augusta next week. I can smell it. I can
Let's
smell it
hope so.
coming.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it's good for the bottom line. I like it. Um,
Absolutely.
so I guess this will be my last question. What are your hopes for next level championship wrestling? What do you want people to come away with, or how do you want them to feel when they leave the building? February 15th.
I want them to feel every emotion possible, and I want them to have fun. This is entertainment. Have fun, enjoy yourself. The event's only going to be 2 hours. We're running once a month in 2 hours. I am not going to be there for a super indie 8 hour show. I refuse to do that. It's 2 hours and we're done. So it's your kids can come. You're not going to be there for 3, 4 hours. Just 2 hours. in and out, start to finish. It's going good, going to go quick. So I just want everybody to come out and have a good time.
That's awesome. Like you said, where else can you and the family come out for $10 a head and enjoy some family friendly, because that is key, some family friendly professional wrestling on a Saturday night in Georgia? I mean, I can't think of a better thing to do with your time.
Absolutely. I mean, what else could you be doing on Valentine's Day weekend?
That's
Come
right.
watch Next Level Championship Wrestling.
Yes, sir. I hope you guys will. And again, those tickets you can get at nextlevelaugusta.com. The event's going to be February 15th. That's next Saturday night, 7 p.m. bell time, 6:30 doors. And that's going to be at 90 Milledge Road at the American Legion Hut in wonderful, sunshiny Augusta, Georgia. Um, Josh, if you have one thing you want to leave people with, what would it be? What can they look forward to?
Well, I think that you're not going to be able to see any of this talent in the Augusta area. Most of these guys are up and coming guys with a couple of veterans sprinkled here and there. So I think the people will be for a great show, getting to learn the guys. I mean, this is the debut show. We are there. We have no history. So, you get to be there for day one. And I hope we all get to enjoy this ride together.
Absolutely. Couldn't put it any better myself, Josh. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy night. I know you have a million things to do in preparation for the 15th. I just want to say thank you for coming on here. And hopefully we can get some butts in some seats, and we're going to have a good time next Saturday night in Augusta.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And everybody at the Fans View podcast, make sure to go check out Next Level Championship Wrestling. They're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, I believe, they're on Instagram, and nextlevelaugusta.com is where you can keep up with them and get your tickets. Until next time, though, guys, we'll see you from the Fans View podcast. Call your mom.
If you haven't liked or subscribed, you're going to be joking me.